Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, wherever you are in the world. And this morning, this evening, I'm having a conversation with Daniel G. Taylor from Adelaide, Australia. Good evening, Daniel. How are you doing?
Good evening, Carolyn. And even though I said good evening then, it's actually, I always say good morning to people. It's one of my trademarks because Zig Ziglar, the your old school personal development guru, used to always greet people with good morning, regardless of the time of day, because if you greet a morning person with good morning, your morning people tend to be quite enthusiastic and warm. If you greet people, after lunch, after midday, people react to it and pause, and they're like, it opens up a conversation. They're like, it's not morning or whatever. Some of them will play along, some of them, but in any case, it creates a pattern interrupt where to use an NLP term, it creates a pattern interrupt where people are suddenly jarred out of their day, and instead of being an automatic, responding to a stranger mode, they actually engage.
Yes, which is what it's all about, isn't it, at the end of the day? And why we're here chatting.
Yes.
Yeah. So, the question I always ask people is, what is it you enjoy doing when you're not working?
Well, I've been spending a lot less time working this year than I have been. In the past, the answer would have been reading. I still do very much love reading, and actually love collecting books. I have, I must have about 1,000 books in my library because I've catalogued 140 of them using Library Thing, which is like a library grade
Yeah.
online free. It's all free. It's free to
Okay.
use.
Uh-huh.
Um, and I've cataloged 140 books, and it feels like I've barely gotten through any of them. So
Oh.
yeah,
Is
there's
that
a
part?
lot
Is
more.
that some? Sorry, is that some of them
Uh,
behind you?
oh yeah, this is some of them behind me.
Yeah.
Some people sometimes ask me, is that a virtual background, right? And then I'm like, well,
No, it's real.
can you do this on a virtual background? Actually,
I like that.
this is uh um this is a book that's just come out by one of my friends who is a entrepreneur. He's one of Australia's top entrepreneurs.
Yes.
And I read I can't see whereabouts I've got it, but I read the pre-published version and stuff like that of this. And the reason I'm mentioning that is because he signed it for me when he sent this copy to me.
Oh, nice.
And what he said is, to my good friend Dan Taylor, thank you for all your amazing input and help. You will recognize your suggestions in here, Matt.
Oh, very good.
So
Well, that's quite a something, isn't it?
it is quite a something. That's why I thought it'd be interesting to share it in a chit chat.
Yes,
Uh, uh,
exactly. Yeah. So, what do you enjoy doing? Do you mentioned that you go for your walk along the beach? You're virtually on the beach, I understand.
yeah, yeah. So I live on the Esplanade. So uh, you know, across the road from me is the beach, and I've got this lovely, very lush green garden. I've got a couple of rose bushes. I've got a couple of well, I've got a whole bunch of things, and I've been using AI to teach me how to garden this year. I've been getting into gardening, and I've been using Gemini AI, and I'll take photos of my garden, and I'll be like, I've got so much time. What's the biggest impact things I can do in the garden to make the garden look great, or you take care of the garden, and yeah, it's great. It helped me. I started taking care of the rose bush. I hadn't taken care of them in the 3 years I've been here because the
Oh,
garden's very well established. It didn't seem to need any help, but as I've been taking care of it, suddenly there's, new shoots coming up out
Oh,
of the rose
brilliant.
bush, and
Yeah.
new flowers and everything. And I'm like, that's great. And now I'm like, discovered there's like a some sort of black infestation
Oh,
on both the rose bushes and stuff. So I have to figure out what that is with the
I
AI
think
and
that
get
that
correct.
sounds a bit like aphids. That sounds a bit like aphids, black flies. So anything like that, you can just put some a little bit of soap liquid that you would wash your dishes with in a sprayer and just spray them.
Okay. Okay. Well, that is a great tip. I actually picked up another tip from my dentist of
Oh,
all people.
yeah.
And she was talking about growing tomatoes. And she said this tip, comes from her father. And what he used to do is he used to buy, like when he was going to grow tomatoes, he would buy his bag of compost and he would put, a hole in the bag of compost, plant the tomato directly into the bag of compost, and have a stake for the, tomato as it grew up. But the entire life cycle of the tomato plant happened in the bag of compost
Mhm.
so that it wasn't being exposed to dirty soil,
Yeah.
and contaminated soil. And and so, yeah, he used to have really good tomatoes. And then at the end of the life cycle of the tomatoes, then he would cut open the compost and then just put it on his garden.
Yeah. Yeah, we have I don't know what you get. You probably get the same over there. We get something called grow bags, and it's a bag of compost. But a lot of people they sort of cut a couple of circles and plant their tomatoes in the grow bag. So similar.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. I didn't know about grow bags. I haven't heard about those before, but yeah,
Yeah.
sounds like similar. Sounds like the same concept.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah. And it sounds as if you've got a great garden too. With all the mature plants and everything. So it
Hmm.
gets you outside into
Yeah.
the fresh air.
Yeah. They've even developed a field of study now about it called ecotherapy, because mental health is one of my interest areas and stuff, and I write about it and speak about it. But it's ecotherapy, and it's a fancy name for just getting outside and spending
Yeah.
time outside. And then, uh, so yeah, I've been doing that long before it was actually called ecotherapy.
Yeah, yeah.
Um,
They've just reinvented it, haven't they? So it sort of
yeah,
sounds new.
yeah, and uh, well, if you call it ecotherapy, like if you ask for funding to, take people outside, it doesn't sound that appealing. But if you say that you want to take people, for ecotherapy treatments, see that, that
Yeah,
is like
we'll
that
have some
sounds,
of that. Yep.
yeah. The most interesting thing about my garden is the lawn is artificial.
Okay.
Now, now that's not so strange, of its own. Lots of people have artificial lawn. What's strange about my lawn is the only sprinkler that's like the automatic sprinkler that's built in anywhere in my garden is built in on my lawn.
Oh, oh,
It like
right.
it can't reach any of the garden beds or anything from where it is. It's
Oh,
the tree in the middle of the lawn, and I'm like,
maybe, maybe there was a real lawn and they had that taken up and they just left it in place because it was too difficult to take out, maybe.
see, you are too clever. That sounds like the most rational explanation for why my artificial lawn has a sprinkler.
Well, you
Because
what you could
I get asked when new people come in and they see it, they're like,
oh
why does your artificial lawn have a sprinkler?
oh dear. Well, what you could do, you could maybe have some plants in some containers and have them in easy reach of the sprinkler, and then they would automatically be watered.
Yeah, I could, but that requires a lot of fuss because to do it, it would mean like
It
sticking
would.
things in the walkway
Yeah,
and then
it would.
moving them out of the, yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Maybe not.
No.
So, So you say that you live on the prom. So do you get to walk along that during the day?
Yeah, so I do a 20-minute morning walk for my 20 minutes of early morning sunshine. Um, I love that. That's sort of my minimum. Well, my morning routine. The very first thing I do is I get up and I uh I do yoga. I do 10 minutes of yoga, and then I do a 20-minute mindfulness meditation. And then I spend some time studying the scriptures, praying, and then I go for my 20-minute morning walk because we're heading into because I'm on the other side of the world to you. We're heading into winter, so I'm now having to go later in the morning for a walk if I'm actually wanting to get some early morning sunshine because otherwise there
Tough
is no
later.
sunshine.
Yes. Yeah, we're just heading into summer. We're yeah, so it's exactly the opposite. It's bizarre, isn't it? We're chatting on here, as if we're next door to one another and we're the other side of the world. It's quite amazing, really.
It is, I am so grateful for the age that we live in. Like Brian, the success author Brian Tracy, has been saying in his books for years that we live in uh you know this golden age, right? And he was writing this, in the 90s and the 2000s. The golden age is, we're here now. There's more golden opportunities now than there ever have been. Um, AI, like AI will be the biggest uh income
Yeah,
of like wealth producing technology that we've ever had. I've used AI to get a job. Um,
right.
at the we had our state elections recently, and I got a job as a deputy polling booth manager. One day's work, very, very highly paid, and
Very
yeah,
good.
you know, all AI assisted. It took me 5 minutes to do my application, and
Wow.
that was it.
Gosh. Yes, it just goes to show, doesn't it, how it's come on leaps and bounds. Um, yes, I mean there are the very good elements of it, of course, and it does good. There are you I suppose in anything you get the darker side of things, where it is used for the wrong reasons, perhaps.
Yeah,
But yes, I think it's coming on leaps and bounds, isn't it? And there's a lot of people that can't tell the difference. There's subtle differences, but if you don't know what to look for, you can't detect it, which
yeah,
is the scary thing.
yeah. Well, yeah, yeah. So that's okay. It's AI has passed the Turing test now
Yeah.
of the Turing test. Getting my British reference in there.
Yeah.
Yeah, Alan Turing, great. I guess he's a computer scientist who was most famous for cracking the Enigma code, the code that the Germans were using in World War II. And Winston Churchill said about Alan Turing that he was he was the biggest factor in say in the all the lives that were saved were attributed to Alan Turing. Um, uh, Back then, England was not so kind to its heroes who uh, did not fit into the heterosexual norms. And Alan
Mm.
Turing, being homosexual and stuff, he got persecuted for that, and he committed suicide as a result. But the point is, he came up, the point of talking about Alan Turing, he came up with the Turing test, which is when you can talk to a computer and think you're talking to a human because you're not able to tell the difference. Like I used a early attempt at AI called ELIZA back in 1988,
Hmm.
and uh, essentially it was just a computer program that had a whole bunch of possible responses and stuff. And you could ask it any questions that you wanted, but its responses were limited to what it had been programmed. And the difference, of course, with AI is capable of generating content that hasn't previously existed.
Yeah, it's really quite powerful.
Mm.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, and when you start looking at things like, there are seven levels of AI mastery, if you like, and most people are only at level one, which is you using prompts to like
Mm.
chatting to a generative AI and like ChatGPT or Gemini, whatever, and using prompts, and that's the level that most people are at. But now being able to create agents and workflows, and an agent is simply you create a specific AI that is has a job description. It's given a role.
Mm.
So, for example, you could have uh, um, well, let's stick with the gardening example, right? You could have um, one sort of director agent, which is like the landscaper, and then you can have another agent that, I don't know, mows the lawns, and then another agent that specializes in trimming the trees correctly, and each one can have specializations, and then you set it up. They talk to each other, and uh, can't that they're not allowed to pass the buck until the director AI has reviewed the quality of all their work, and it
Mm.
gives them permission to move to the next step.
Yes, it's a fascinating process, isn't it? I think, and how it's now implemented in various, well, in not in in the majority, I think, of the world now. There, I don't think anything hasn't not been touched by AI. If you really delve. But yeah, I mean, the quality is quite amazing, compared to, how lumpy it was a few years ago.
Hmm.
Yeah, it's very clever. It's very clever. And you use that in your sort of your daily goings about your daily chores and things. You use
Yeah,
that?
I use AI in all kinds of ways. For example, is UK experiencing the same sort of cost of living crisis at the
Yes.
moment? Okay, cool. So I use AI to save money on my groceries. And the way I do that is first of all, I'll take photos of what's in my pantry, what's in my fridge, and what needs to be used up and everything like that. I'll take photos of those things, and I will get the AI to create a meal plan to based on what I already have.
Hmm.
And some weeks now I'm spending less than $30 a week on groceries. Now that's just me. I'm just me and my cat, and the cat has a
Yes.
separate budget for his stuff. But like his cat food and his kitty litter is a separate
Well, I'm
budget to
glad you said
my
that, Dan,
groceries.
because I thought for a minute you were going to say that that there was a a crossover, but I'm sure, I'm sure the cat food would be very tasty, but yeah, not every day.
So um but yeah, so it's like, so yeah, I'll create the meal plan, um, and then I'll create like a prioritized shopping list, like the AI. I get the AI to create the prioritized shopping list,
Yeah.
um, and I haven't done this yet, but I like the for all my staples, I've you're up like I've told the AI how much my staples cost, so I know pretty much to the cent how much my groceries are going to cost before I even get to the store. Now,
Mm.
a refinement I haven't made yet, but that I will make is actually telling it what aisles things are located in,
Right.
so that I don't just going in knowing what I'm going to be spending, but I also go in and I only see aisle one when I'm in aisle one, and and then when I'm in aisle, obviously, when I'm in aisle two, I'll have a different, like I'll be able to get the stuff there, and
Yes.
so that's my next refinement there. But
Right.
the while chatting to AI, prompting AI is like the foundational level. It's level one of the seven levels of using AI. If you're not already doing that, then that's where you should start. You spend 30 minutes a day playing around, asking AI, um, asking AI to just do stuff and just having conversations with it. Like you can download Gemini from Google, which is free, and just talk to it like you and I are talking now,
Right.
and you can interrupt it and everything. Uh, I was talking to someone today, and you're telling her about AI, and she's like, "Oh, I'm really smart, and I don't need AI and stuff like that." And I'm like, if you're smart, you'll be using AI. You'll be using AI now because it's going to be touching every job, every
Mm, it is.
business within
Mm,
the next couple of years.
yeah, it is.
Um, and so if you don't learn it now, you're making yourself irrelevant.
Yes, you're going to
And
be left behind. Yeah.
yeah, and humans are very good at shifting the blame and going, "Oh, we didn't know this was going to happen." Well, actually, we did. We've known for 70 years
Yeah,
that
exactly.
that AI was going to get to this point.
Yes.
70 years people
Yeah.
have had to prepare,
Not
and
long then. Not
and
long.
people are like, it's going to take my job, and I'm like, well, what have you done? How have you used your agency to prepare yourself to future-proof yourself, to use a term that was in vogue a couple of years ago? Like, what have you done to make sure that you're ready and
Mm,
indispensable to your employers, to your business? If you're not doing that, you're responsible for that. Employers don't, businesses don't owe you a job.
no.
They employ you because of the value which you bring to them. So if you want to get paid more or whatever, increase the value which you're bringing to an employer.
Mm, yeah.
And AI has been on the radar for 70 years.
Yeah. It's not long.
Like I said, I was using an early one back in 1988.
Yeah. Yeah. No, it is fascinating, and it's going to touch everybody, and well, it does every day touch people, but they probably don't realize
Mm.
that it's an element within their lives. But my goodness me, what an enlightening conversation. We've gone from gardening and walking on the prom to AI to it's been fascinating, Dan. Thanks very much for joining me today and having this chit chat with me. It's been great fun. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Carolyn.
Yes. I'll edit this because it's not stopping recording.
That's okay. That's
But
okay.
yes, it's been a great fun chatting with you today.
Yeah,
And
I've had a lot of fun chatting with you as well.